Hey, how's it going guys? Lee here. Today I'm bringing you guys another video. Today here's my review for Transformers Rise of the Beasts, starring Anthony Ramos as Nathan Diaz and Dominique Fishback as Elena Wallace. So Transformers Rise of the Beasts is the second installment after the first Transformers BumbleBee movie, which is starting a whole complete new universe. It's not connected to the Michael Bay universe. Guys, go support this movie. Seriously, because the marketers, they just did jack shit with the marketing for this movie. They didn't help this movie at all. This is getting Dungeons and Dragons treatment right here. And you know how well that movie was. Now, I'm not very knowledgeable during the whole Beast Wars era. I was mostly growing up with, the early 2000s and then the movies of Transformers. But other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I honestly was having some doubts going into this because the marketing was just terrible, like how I said at the beginning of the video, where there was just like one trailer and that was about it. There was just no marketing. Even the red carpet premieres that I see that on their Twitter they posted, it looks barren compared to other red carpet events for other movies, and that depressed me a lot. And which sucks because the product itself was really fun. It was entertaining. Now, I'm not saying, it's a spectacle, but as a Transformers film itself, it's good, it's fun, it's enjoyable. You'll have a blast with this. But I do want to get into the cons for this movie, which is, just like a couple of cons. It does focus a lot within the human aspect of this movie. So it's kind of like the feeling when you go see a Godzilla movie or a King Kong movie, you're expecting those two major heavy hitters, right? And then you just get the human aspect. When Godzilla kind of fails at that, like that whole universe kind of really does fail at that aspect because the characters themselves feel bland and just like, I don't give a shit about these people because of the stakes and everything. Whereas Transformers, they kind of do excel on that a lot more because they give these characters at least something to work with, the depths, like acting wise. So I can't say it's bad in a way. I can say though, I did feel like, because when you go into a Transformers movie, you just want to focus on Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Decepticons, Autobots, even the beasts themselves, which that is another con I'll go into later after I get done with this spiel. But at the same time, it's like a mixed bag. Like it's good for what you get, but it's like, is it really necessary? So it's up for your own personal preference. I just thought the human aspect was not there until I felt like later on in the movie, like, okay, I get it now. I'm here for it. I just wish it wasn't the forefront of the movie. But it'll make sense whenever you watch it, and it just depends on your own preference. That being said, I thought, Anthony Ramos and Dominique Wallace were really great in this movie. I just didn't think the chemistry was there at all. They get too close with each other. It was like, I didn't really feel it that way, but they are good characters themselves. I did feel a lot of connection though between Anthony's character and his little brother within the movie, which I felt like if they included the brother in this film, like throughout their journey in this movie, it would have brought a lot of that human aspect as a positivity for me by like a stretch, I'd say. Because really, the kid actor, and with Dean Scott Vasquez, sorry if I butchered the last name, who plays Anthony's like little brother in the film, he brought a lot in this film for, especially with the screen time he had. And it's crazy because usually kid actors, they suck. They're just not good. He brought something to this film that, you cared for. There could have been higher stakes into this, but it is what it is. But like, again, I didn't mind the characters throughout the whole movie. I thought they were fine. I just didn't think there was a good connection between the two main ones compared to the main character and his brother. Not just that, but like the main character in Mirage, played by Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson, he is absolutely just good in this movie. He is like funny in this movie. He's not trying too hard to be funny in this movie. It gave me a little bit of that Shia LaBeouf and Bumblebee chemistry within the first three Transformers movies. And that's a good thing. You know, and they don't copy it like how they did it. They do their own style. They have their own way of, like, you know, having a connection with one another. And it's really good. It's just a really fun time seeing that. So, like, again, there's pros and cons to the human aspect of this film, but it's all for your preference at the end of the day. And speaking about Bumblebee, he is not in this movie that much. He is a little bit in the beginning and then just pushed back all the way till the end. I mean, I get it, considering, you know, the first movie that they did within this universe was just mostly him. So I'm guessing they just, you know, they wanted to focus a little bit more on the other Autobots. And, like, again, Peter Cullen as Optimus, he just kills it every time. Like, he cannot miss. He just can't. He is the GOAT. With that Chris Hemsworth casting as Optimus, I'm sorry, I like Chris Hemsworth, but he is not gonna be Optimus. He is not gonna be the Optimus that I know. Because he's not gonna give those motivational, inspirational speeches like Peter Cullen does within the films. He just can't. So, you know, with all those things, I do want to get into the second con, which is the Maximals. You know, for a title that's called Rise of the Beasts, there was very little beasts happening in this movie. I mean, they don't really show up to, like, after the second act. Like, not even the third, like not even right at the third, like really just towards the end of the second act up until the final. They're not given a lot in this movie, and it sucks. You would think there would be a lot more Maximals, considering, you know, what they specifically say in this movie. I'm not going to give spoilers, but I was really kind of disappointed on that aspect. So, I don't know. Hopefully Maximals will, you know, be brought into future projects and will be given a lot more stuff to do. Because it's a shame. I feel like they were kind of wasted, especially Michelle Yeoh. And with Optimus Primal, felt like he was wasted too. Like, again, Maximals in general were really just kind of wasted. Robots in general were just kind of wasted in this because they did focus a lot, again, on the human aspect. Only nitpicky part, I don't really like the design for Optimus. It kind of felt weird to me. He felt skinnier, like way skinny. Compared to his other previous designs, including the Bumblebee, which he looked drastically different. And I think, I could be wrong, but I'll have to check. Also, another thing, the CGI in this movie is actually really good, considering throughout the trailers. I was kind of worried because the CGI for the, you know, for the robots, they kind of looked wonky for me, in my opinion, through the trailers. Surprisingly, to say the least, CGI and VFX are really good within this movie. They really haven't missed a beat within the Transformers series with their CGI. I did feel like the final fight, though, was a little bit barren, a little bit lacking on there. Other than that, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. I had fun. I enjoyed it. I felt like it was a good ride to be on. Just a little bumps along the way. But other than that, there are some good aspects in this film. So since I got all that out of the way, I really just want to say this, because I'm not going to make a spoiler review. I'm just going to say this. Now, this is going to be a spoiler. Skip ahead. I'll have a timestamp on where to skip to. All right, you guys left? Okay, here it is. The ending to this movie blew my mind. I would never have expected the G.I. Joes to share the same universe as the Transformers. Now, this is why I want this movie to succeed. Because I want to see Snake Eyes fight along with Bumblebee. I'm sorry, I just want to see that shit. I want to see Commander Joe fight along with Optimus Prime, giving a good ass speech for like a final battle. You know how amazing that shit would be? I'm sorry, but that would blow my mind. And if it's executed so perfectly, I feel like this universe could be something really special. Because that Transformers and Fast and Furious crossover, this is the crossover I need right now. So yeah, that is my review for this movie. I really enjoyed it. There are some misses along the way, but it's nothing, you know, like, again, it's for preference. Whether if those misses for you drastically change the movie for yourself, I'm gonna go watch this probably a second time to just get a better understanding and a better viewing. and probably it'll bump up my rating or decrease it, who knows. Either way guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below and tell me what your thoughts about the movie are. And see you guys next time.